Good morning. It's 4:59 a.m. Welcome back to another video. It's Monday, the 2nd of March. And I just woke up from a sleep and I can't lie, I feel terrible. It's now 5:30 a.m. I've not been up too long. Didn't feel great when I woke up. Had a fair amount to drink last night. Just watched back my video. Well, some of it. I skipped over a lot of it, not gonna lie. Because I'm not feeling so good. I just can't be asked to go through it every day now. I've got to watch back what I've done. Sometimes I just can't be bothered. I'd rather just move on to the next thing. But yeah, the last shot of yesterday's video was me in the kitchen, drunk, very drunk, and just being very abusive. Not to a person, just to some bacon. But it's not really a great side of myself to see. I'm not exactly proud about that being the way I acted. But it is real. And I don't really mind, I don't think, sharing the honest picture of me, because the camera doesn't lie, it just exposes what is there, and people can make up their own opinions about that. But like I said, I'm not proud of the fact that I ended up being like that. And today I feel terrible. Well, not today, but this morning. Well, yeah, there's no real resolve to me thinking about that apart from to try and move on myself, for myself. Because I can't be dwelling in what's gone. I really think a lot of what people do with judgment, well, a lot of what people attempt to do with judgment is to change the past, as if that was possible. And it comes from a lack of understanding of how a person can be the way they are. And it makes sense to react defensively towards something you feel threatened by, even from a distance. But in the end, it means nothing, and you just carry on with your life, as do they. I went straight back to sleep after the last shot. It's now 12:14 p.m. So, good afternoon. Nice to see ya. Nice. I'm eating some crispy seaweed thins, and as I've just woke up, means I've got to take my supplements. Ginkgo biloba. And I'm also going to make a nice strong coffee. I started making this pan of food last night, but I very quickly abandoned it and turned it off before it was even done, because I wanted to sleep. It's mostly rice, but I think I shoved a couple of tins of baked beans in there as well. So I've just turned that thing back on and I let that cook for about 20 minutes. It's not exactly what I'd call a very interesting meal, rice and baked beans. But I'm just grateful that I've got something to eat. I shouldn't be complaining really, because I could have had nothing at all. 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 If you're wondering why I'm saying that, it's a quote from The Simpsons. Last night really was the first time I've had a drink for a while. It kind of felt good, but it also kind of felt terrible. Oh well, not going backwards now, only going forwards. Alright, I've done all my emails. Just need to finish my coffee. Really just so I can break away from that feeling of awful terribleness. The darkness. The feeling of the darkness. Which is something that drinking alcohol doesn't always do to me. But it does sometimes. So today's Monday, and what I've got to do today is make another video, and that's about it. I might walk down to the library if I can be bothered to do that, or I might just stay in the house. I'm not really sure which one I'd rather do right now. I do kind of feel like being around other people, which means it might be a better idea to go out and about. I have got more stuff to get rid of that I could start filtering through again. I've not done that for a good few days. I'm not really even focused on that. And as I am still most definitely moving, I have got to do it. I've not got a sale yet, I've not got a confirmation of a sale. I've had one viewing, but nothing, no contracts made yet. I could really do with this happening sooner rather than later, because I'm really just tired of waiting around. And I want to get this thing done so that I can move on, so that I can go where I want to go. I can't really go where I want to go right now. I don't have the funds to do it. This whole month has been sort of ruined by me paying for the removal services. You know, they got rid of a lot of the stuff, but I had to spend pretty much all my money on that. And if I keep chipping away at all the stuff that's here now, then maybe I won't have to pay for a skip. But if I can't be bothered, I'll have to end up paying for a skip to get rid of some stuff. And that's going to mean doing the same thing again, like another month with basically no money. So it's not really going well at the moment. There's a lot of things in flux, but the overall positivity of the idea of what I'm going to do long term has sort of spun out some of this short term negative situations that I'd rather not have occurring. But it is what it is. The only thing that I can really do is look for work in the hopes that I'll find something that I can just start straight away, and then I'll just start getting paid straight away. I've also got to stay busy enough in the short term before I actually get the sale, before I actually move. And I've got to figure out what that means, what I'm going to do sort of every day. And I'm just figuring it out really on a daily basis, like each day itself, I'm figuring out what I'm going to do that day. But I could probably do with some sort of routine that's a bit more consistent than that. My basic routine that I've got that is consistent is making this video, and so I'm basically relying on making this video in order to give me the sort of constant thread of continuity that is kind of keeping me level throughout everything. And it is great that at least I have this video to keep me going. However, I've got to have actual activities to do in this video, and that's the bit I'm focusing on more. Could go out for a walk with the sole purpose of going to different places and asking them if they've got any jobs. That's an idea. Places that are within walking distance, places that I can get to on foot. It's something that I can do. It's something that I can do straight away. Something that I can do that will cost no money. And it's something that I can do that would possibly end up making me money. If someone says yes, they do need people to work. I've also got a phone here that maybe I could sell. I've also got a GoPro. It's a bit scratched up, a bit dirty. Don't know if they'll buy that. Maybe it's CEX. So I could go and try and sell those at CEX. It's another option. I've really got to focus on just doing whatever I can. There is a lot that I can do. There is a lot that needs to be done, that's for sure. I just have to figure out what that is and then go ahead and do it. It's definitely a much, much, much more productive and better idea to be out there in the community amongst the people, because then there's much more possibility of things happening. For me personally, the kind of things that I would like to see happening. So I've got to stop making excuses as to why I want to stay in or I think it's better to stay in. Because it's really just not better to stay in at all. There's nothing going on here. There's no one else here apart from me. And I've got to change that. I've got to go try and make the effort. There's loads of things that I could do. I've got friends that I could go to their houses, see what they're doing. I've got people that I could call. I've just done that actually. I've just put out a call and some text messages and stuff just to see what people are doing. So I've never really got a reason to say like I've got nothing to do, because I've always got something that I can do. It's just about thinking along different lines. If if it seems like there's nothing to do, then that's obviously not true. I just have to think about what it is that I can do that's going to be different from what I would usually do. And I've got to do something positive every day that's kind of that has a motivation towards trying to improve my general situation. And that definitely means looking for any possible opportunities that are available in terms of roles or positions of work in places in the surrounding areas, with the intention of getting a job and working as much as I can until I've sold my house and I move. And then I can decide whether I'll keep working there, whether I like it enough and I'm happy with making the money and I like doing the job. I'll decide whether I'm going to stay there or whether I'm going to head off and go to London or to Brighton or to Bristol or to Oxford or to Cambridge or to any of the surrounding areas that are down there that are more interesting. Because that's the plan, that's the goal. So, yeah, I guess I'd better get myself together, head out, and start thinking about what I can do today that's going to be different, that's going to be better, and that's going to feel like it's going to feel like progress, and it's going to look like progress, and it's going to be progress, because I've got to make progress and I've got to do everything I can to put myself into a position where progress is happening. Because if I'm not putting myself into those positions where progress can take place, then progress probably will take place anyway, because it's kind of unavoidable for progress to take place. But at some point, once all the thinking and talking has been exhausted, then there's got to be some kind of get up and go, physical, actual implementation that actually takes place that is active and proactive. So basically, I'm going to put on my jacket, put on some socks, and then I need some shoes, and that's about it. Quick weather check. I don't think it's raining. That's a good start. The pan of the rice and beans is done. I did forget about it while I was talking. However, I'm going to have to turn that off and leave it for now. And I'll come back to that when I get home in a bit. If I'm hungry, it's there to eat. At least I've got something. Something is better than nothing. Put my socks on. Thinking about it, I've just realised that I haven't brushed my teeth yet today. So, better do that first before I go out. I do remember that I did them last night, even though I was wasted. I'm going to take this GoPro and this phone with me, and we'll see if anyone wants to buy them. I don't know if they will, but they might, and I guess at least they'll give me a few quid. Probably not a great deal of money, but something. I'm not immediately happy about being outside, but hopefully it works out for the better. I can't be staying in the kinds of amounts that I have been doing. I've got to keep going out more, you know. So the question is now just, where do I go? I don't know the exact answer to that, but I've got to start off by heading towards the town centre, and I guess it's with the goal of trying to sell this phone and this camera, and then once I've given that a go, figure it out from there. They might say no, that they can't take it, and I'm definitely ready to hear that, but I reckon they'll give me something. I reckon they'll at least give me something, even if it's not a lot. And then I think just from then on, I'm going to go ask about jobs, I suppose. Just go into some random businesses and say, how's it going, guys? Just looking for work at the moment. I wondered if you guys are currently looking for anybody, and just see what they say. I've done that before loads of times, and on many occasions it has come back to me with results, and I've actually managed to get something to do. I did end up volunteering in a charity shop, which was cancer research, probably for about, I don't know, it's probably about 6 months. I'm not actually sure, I can't really remember. It might have been less than that, it might have been more than that. I can't remember. Not great at remembering dates like that. And I wouldn't mind doing that again, volunteering in a charity shop. If I can't find anything to do that's like paid, I will take on volunteering, a position of volunteering, just because it's something to do. It's a focus. It'll keep me busy, and it'll give me something to get out of bed for, something to look forward to. So I don't know. There's a few different charity shops about. I could ask a variety of them about whether they have jobs, whether they need volunteers, all those kinds of things. Pretty sure I'll get something back, even if it's all no's. Even if everybody I ask says no, we don't have anything, then at least I've given it a go, and then I can readjust my plan after that. There's only one real way to find out what's going to happen, and that's just to give it a go. Suck it and see, like the Arctic Monkey said. Give it a go, see what happens. You don't know what's going to happen. They might say yes, they might say no, but it's definitely worth trying. Otherwise you get nothing, right? You never try, you never get anything. Yeah, so I've taken my phone, I've taken the phone that I had to CEX, and they said they'll give me like a tenner for it. So I'm gonna wait an hour now. Well, not wait, but I've got to go back in an hour to get it. Still got to do a test on it. So I'm gonna take a bit of a walk. I did say I was going to go and ask people for jobs, but I really don't feel like it. So I'm just going to keep doing this video, and I don't know, maybe I could go sort of like knock on for my friend who lives just around the corner from here. I'm not sure if I really want to do that. They wouldn't take the GoPro. I'm not sure why, because it didn't have the accessories with it. I think that's what they said. I think that's why they wouldn't take it. But they did take the phone. It's not surprising, because that was where I got it from. Really is such an awful, dreadful atmosphere in this town. Unfortunately, thanks to the people. I mean, it could be a nice day, could be a great day, could be a lovely day, but because of the stupid people, they kind of make it what it is. It's very unpleasant. It's not a very nice place to live. There's just too many miserable, sort of idiotic people. Not happy, but you know, not being responsible with that. Instead, trying to use that to bring down other people. It's quite sad. It is quite a terrible atmosphere. I'm gonna go to the library, get a cup of tea, sit in there for a bit. Something to do. Can't wait to leave. Can't wait to go somewhere else. Somewhere less depressing. Somewhere less miserable. And there's less sort of like ghoulish sheeple people. It's just a lot of them here. Just really stupid, idiotic people. low IQ, unintelligent, boring, and it makes just a horrifically bad sort of vibe around this area. It's just grey, it's miserable, the people are stupid, idiots. It's very unpleasant. Anybody really considering buying a house here, just don't do it. It's a dull, miserable, ordinary, boring, horrible kind of place, you know. Don't waste your time or your money. I hope my house sells. I hope someone buys it. But more than likely, it's going to have to be a miserable idiot. Otherwise, you're not going to fit in around here. There's just miserable idiots. It's a terrible, awful place to live. So yeah, when I've actually left, I'll actually be able to be happy again. To think that I've escaped from this incredibly dull, horrible, ugly place. It's not that the place itself is dull, ugly and horrible. It could be much better than it is. It is really just the attitudes of the people that make it such a horrible place. It's very unintelligent people, and there's just a lot of ugliness in their souls, in their hearts. It makes it very unpleasant. I'm sure there's a way for them to actually change themselves and therefore change the environment around them. But I'm really not even sure if they're aware of the fact that this outer manifestation is created from within them. If they were aware of that, they'd probably take some responsibility for creating a positive vibe, making it a place that people would want to actually live. It really just seems like there's almost no one that's trying to make any effort at all to do that. And I don't know what it is they're doing all the time. They're just so entrenched in the misery and the depression and the sadness and the ugliness and the ghoulishness. There's so much of it, and it just creates a terrible, terrible, terrible atmosphere. And it really could be much nicer than it is. There is potential for this place to be better, but people are going to have to start actually waking up, opening their eyes and being able to see what it is that's actually around them. It's a terrible, 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 awful thing to see a place that is in such a state of desperation and where the people have almost no idea, and they're basically just too blinded by arrogance in thinking that there's something great about this place. It's really, really bad. About as bad as I've ever seen it. In terms of the atmosphere, in terms of that being a welcoming, friendly, sort of kind, sort of heart-centered, you know, beautiful atmosphere that's created by sort of good people. Yeah, there's none of that. It's really, really bad. Very ugly and very desperate. So, for as long as I'm kind of stuck here, I'm gonna have to just keep sort of complaining about this terrible atmosphere and trying to do the work necessary to change it, to improve it. A lot of it comes from people just not being willing to embrace the day that they're in, the time that they're in, and also thinking that circumstantial sort of changes and differences actually have an effect on their own sort of unwavering positivity, which it definitely doesn't. You can still remain unwaveringly positive in the face of any kind of outside circumstances, and to just isolate circumstances as being outside means to miss the fact that they're being created from the inside by the people, with their thoughts, with their feelings, with their awareness, with their consciousness. That's where it's all coming from. That's what the bad vibe is. The bad vibe is associated with the people who have very limited states of awareness and who are lacking the durability to actually live life. It's a pretty pathetic place. The people, there's an overwhelming majority of people who don't seem to have anything to contribute whatsoever to their environment, to their surroundings, to their community, and that's just sad for them, basically. It's also just bad for the community in general, but it's personally sad for them because they've got to live with the world that they make, because they're making such a horrible world around them. That's what they have to live with. I wish they would just actually think about that. Stop trying to bring everything down. Stop trying to make it so awful just to exist in the vicinity of this town. Anyway, I do have to keep looking for work. That means asking people in places whether they've got any jobs going, whatever. So I've got to take a walk around really and just think about which ones I actually want to go in and which ones I'd like to talk to somebody. I'm not really sure exactly where to start. I've got to start somewhere. Can't start nowhere. Got to start somewhere. It takes a bit of mental gymnastics to really convince myself to do it, but I'm gonna get on with it. It's got to be done. The people here are so stupid that they think rain is bad. That's how stupid they are. The thing that gives life to everything, water, the rain that is falling from the sky. If you think that's a bad thing, you're a fucking idiot. That's why you're so fucking miserable. There is just a generally low IQ seeming nature to the people here in this town. They just seem stupid, like extraordinarily stupid. Very low levels of intelligence. I think because there's low levels of intelligence, it means low levels of happiness. So obviously, no one wants to deal with some stupid fucking retarded idiot and listen to you complain and moan being a miserable cunt. I don't want to listen to you. Obviously, that's basic, a basic thought to have. But they seem to be intent on doing exactly that, ruining it. Why is that? Yeah, like I said, they're just stupid. They've got no sense of humour. The positivity is just completely lacking. There's no sense that, if it looks on the surface to be something, that doesn't mean that's the way it is, and that it's your thoughts and your feelings that create your response to the situations that are occurring. If they could understand that, then there might be hope for positive change in this environment around us. But right now it's just, more idiots. It's really sort of making it a bit shit for the good people, the ones who actually want it to be a nice place to live. They're just ruining it for them, making it a bit shit with their misery. Anyway, I'm just kind of like hanging out at the bus stop. I don't know where to go. I went in the library, I tried to make a cup of tea, but they didn't have any milk, and I wasn't going to just stand around waiting, so I left there. And no, I'm not really sure where I'm going, or even if I'm going anywhere. I might just stay at this bus stop, I might just stand at this bus stop. I think why not, but I've really got to crack on with something a bit more positive, a bit more productive, and that probably means going around talking to people and trying to find out what's going on, you know? I'm not even really sure if there's anywhere around here that I'd even like to actually even talk to. I'm not sure. There might be, but I don't see any. Lots of loud noises, lots of cars. I got my phone back from CEX, got about a tenner for it. It's good. I got literally no money apart from that, so having a tenner is actually pretty good going. I didn't go in anywhere and actually ask them about jobs. I don't know why. I'm demotivated, to be honest. I'm just like in a despair about actually being here at all. So it's kind of hard to think that I would want to work here, because I don't even want to live here. That's where I'm currently at. So yeah, this will all be solved very quickly if I get to move. If the house sells sometime soon, then it'll be like problem solved. Great, there we go. And then I can just get on with moving about, being where I want to be, instead of being where I don't want to be. It's just that I don't know how long that's going to take, so I've got to be willing to take on some kind of work here in the meantime, if I can. I don't want to, but I guess at the same time I do want to, so I'm kind of in two minds about it. But anyway, I'm gonna go to Morrison's now and see what they got, and then just head home. Got those beans and that rice that I cooked up earlier, so I'm thinking about getting some cheese to go along with that. We'll see what they got. If there's anything reduced, that would be good. Just got a bit of cheese, Applewood smoked cheddar, just about £1 cheaper than it was, thanks to the reduction. So the plan is really sort of I guess, grill that over the rice and the beans. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to work. It'll be fine. I was tempted to get Red Bull, but decided against it. I'm nearly home. Got coffee at home. It's like £2.10 for one of them. So yeah, so I'm just walking back now. Probably about 5 to 10 minutes away. So I'll talk to you again when I get back. Pretty uneventful day so far. Pretty terrible generally. Just the same thing I'm always talking about. Vibes, bad vibes, stupid people, morons, idiots. But I did go out, that's the good thing. I don't really want to have to deal with the stupidity or the levels of stupidity, but I guess if I want to go out, then I just kind of have to deal with it. Because they always seem to be there. The stupid people, the idiots, always seem to be there, acting stupid. It is a shame. It would be nicer if it was nicer. It would be more fun if people were more fun. It would be good if there was an air, an atmosphere, a spirit of enthusiasm, joy, you know, enthusiasm towards life, towards the adventure. The people here just don't have it. They're not up to scratch. That's why I call them stupid. You have to be stupid to not be interested in your own life. If you're not interested in your own life, then that is quite stupid, because it's the only one that you have. So if you're not interested in that, then what are you interested in? So yeah, it's a bit sad, it's a bit pathetic, and for me, highly irritating, annoying. I don't want to have to put up with other people's stupidity. But it really does seem to be a constant theme of the people around here. I don't want to badmouth the ones that are okay, but they're very, very few and far between. In fact, I'd say there's almost none. Almost everyone is actually incredibly stupid. So yeah, I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm selling the house, and I'm going to go live somewhere fun, or I'm going to go on an adventure and not really live anywhere. That's much more interesting. I don't think any of these idiots have the actual gall to do that, to actually go have an adventure, to like live a fun, exciting, interesting life, doing something different. They're too stupid. They're too indoctrinated by idiots, and so they themselves have become also idiots. What a shame. It could have been a great place to be if there were less idiots, but the idiots just seem to keep ruining it for everybody else, and it just makes it a really shitty place to live. Terrible place to live. Anyway, I'm nearly home. It's not going to be home for very long because the first chance that I get to sell it, I'm going to take the money and run. What a great idea. Get away from all the idiots. Escape from all the morons. Sounds good to me. Go somewhere where people actually have a good life. People actually aren't stupid. There's plenty of those places around. The United Kingdom is a great place to live. There's lots of great places. But if you're in a crappy town, you've either got to do something to turn that around, or you got to go to one of the great places. Stop wasting your time. It is really just a waste of time, even sort of bothering to make an effort, because it has no effect on making the stupid people less stupid. They're as stupid as they've ever been, if not more stupid. So I'm not wasting my time anymore. I'm getting up, I'm going, I'm never coming back again. And it's going to be great. I can't wait. I'm so excited. That's going to be like the best day ever. It's like finally free from prison. I mean, I'm not being held here against my will. I could leave, but it's all down to financial circumstances that are outside of my control. And I have realised over time that there's basically no hope for anyone that lives in this place, because there's almost zero opportunities actually available, and that means that there's no future ahead of it. There's no like positive hope for the future for the people, because there's no opportunities. So I've either got to make opportunities, seek out change in a way that would create more opportunities, or I've got to go to a place where there are opportunities. I think the best idea is, for me, go to the place where there are more opportunities, take advantage of that, find something great to get on with, and then who knows, maybe a long time in the future I'll come back here and I'll try and inject some of the positivity that I've gleaned into this place and see if it actually manages to get through the thick skulls of these stupid fucking morons. They're very thick. They're very stupid. It's incredible, really, how stupid they are. Alright, I've come back home, finished whining. I think I'm going to do all of that again today. When I say all of that, I mean going back out, heading into the town, and looking for some opportunities for work. That is what is much needed in this area. People who are willing to work. Right now, it's quite a sad state of affairs. A lot of sort of demonic people. Lots of very ugly people, lots of people who are very, very ill, and they're really not going to improve unless they start changing their minds a little bit. So what I'm doing now is going back onto the internet. Oh, what is that? Is that greasy? A bit greasy. Oh, that's from the bacon I had last night. I woke up this morning really regretting eating all the bacon that I ate last night, because my stomach just felt so greasy and I felt sick basically. Only a little bit. It wasn't too bad. It didn't last for too long, so it was all right. But yeah, what am I getting on with now? What I'm getting on with now is I'm going to make some more coffee. I'm going to make some food. And then I'm going to focus on the computer for a bit. I don't really want to do any of those things. I don't want to focus on the computer. I don't want to make a coffee. I don't want to eat any food. But I am just doing it out of pure insecurity. I don't know what else to really do. And so being left with no options, I'm just deciding to just consume, I guess. I don't have to do that. I could just not do that. And I might just not do that, because it doesn't really sound very good, to be honest, the way that I've said it. I'll appreciate some food when I am hungry, but I can't even really say that I'm hungry right now, because I'm not really hungry at all. What I should really do is go back out again, but there's no real point in doing that. There's no real purpose. I mean, the point and the purpose would be, if there was one, to go out and just talk to the camera, get some more good shots for the vlog. And it's much different talking to that camera for the vlog when I'm out there, out and about. It's a much different kind of feeling. It's less comfortable. It's more uncomfortable. And there's something that I like about that. Being in the house is very comfortable, but I would say not very challenging and not very optimal for any kind of growth or progression. And I think that's what I'm looking for, is growth and progression. And that has to mean trying many different things that I wouldn't usually try. And that's that. But I have just been out for a while and I've just put my feet up. I do feel like I want to just rest my legs, at least for a little bit. But I guess I can rest my legs as an activity and not have to, make some coffee, make some food, or go on the computer. I can still just keep focusing on only making this video and not going off into other things that I realise are not really my priority because they're not really. I don't feel like they are. So I think that's the plan I've settled on now. I want to go back outside again, take a walk around, talk to the camera, but I don't want to do it straight away because I just don't need a reason why. But if there was a reason why, it would just be, well, I'm just having a bit of a rest. I do need to make sure that I stay awake and stay focused. And so, for that reason, maybe coffee is a good idea. But really, now I've sat down, I can't really be asked to move to do it. And now that I'm talking to the camera, I'm kind of getting more out of that than I am from doing anything else. So I'm just going to keep talking to the camera and not really think too much about what I'm going to do or anything like that. I don't really need to think about what I'm going to do because I don't really need to do anything. There's no imperative reason as to why I should do anything. I don't need to. When I want to, I will do what I want to do. But I'm not going to do that until I want to do that. So I have to have a feeling or a thought that is unfiltered enough and unchanging enough and has some sort of like actuality to it. Otherwise, it's just not really possible to actually do whatever it is that the thoughts are saying. So everything has to be right, and everything is right. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I'm making progress at a decent pace. I wouldn't call it anything. I wouldn't use words to describe what is happening. I would just simply say, if there was anything to say, that everything is okay. And that's all that is necessary to know. I mean, it's not even necessary to know that. It's not necessary to know anything. No one really needs to know anything about me, except for me. I don't really need to say anything or tell anyone anything at all. I just don't. There's no reason to. So, I'm just looking at this ever-changing sort of stream of thoughts, the flow of it, and trying to settle on something that makes sense. But it's not really possible to do that. And so I just end up giving up on trying to do that. And I just leave it. That's okay. I don't have to try and explain anything. So I won't. Pretty simple, right? I just ate some of the beans with the rice that I made. Didn't put any of the cheese on it. Not really tried to experiment with the cheese yet. I think I'll like fry it up because not got a microwave, so can't use that. Just got the oven and the hob. That's it. There's still loads of good meals I can make with that. So I don't think it's an issue. So yeah, I had my little bit to eat. I don't need any more yet. Not right now. There's no reason to overdo it. And now I've got to figure out what to do, I guess. I think that I'll just what do I think that I'll just do? I don't know. I can't really think right now. Oh yeah, I think I should go out again. And sort of like just rant to the camera some more. But at the same time, I don't really want to do that. So, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I'm not quite sure what I should do. So maybe I'll just do nothing. I think that's the strategy I usually go for, is like, if I'm not sure what to do, then I just do nothing. It works pretty well because of what I was saying before. There's no reason that I need to do anything at all. I had my first video that actually got some views. My video called Ridiculously Hideous Stupid Idiots. Oh wait, Ridiculously Stupid Hideous Idiots. Got like 101 views so far. That's cool. I actually, when I looked at it, I was like, whoa. That's slightly more than what I was getting. It's whatever. I don't care. I really don't. I'm just gonna keep focusing on the day at hand, the video that I'm currently making. I'm not really doing too much like looking back at anything, even if it was like yesterday. I don't really need to go look at that again. I just don't really need to, don't really want to. Simples, yeah. I don't know why I keep having this repetitive thought of like, I need to go out, or I need to go in, or I need to say something to the camera about what I'm doing. I don't need to say anything to the camera about what I'm doing. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to do anything. There's no need at all. There's no necessity. I don't need to make this video. I want to. I don't need to. There's a difference there. Difference between a need and a want. I might go back out just purely for no reason. But then again, I might not. So I don't really need to make a decision. I don't really need to make a decision about that. I don't really need to make a decision about anything. I just do what I do. I don't have to explain anything about why I'm doing what I'm doing or even what I'm doing. It's all unnecessary. Unnecessary. So that's it really. I've not really got anything left to say. So I'm just going to stop talking for now. And that's it. Done. Alright, I'm going to head back outside. Again. How much battery have I got? 29%. What I'm going to do is just take a little walk, have a little talk with the camera. I nearly went out and then I started eating some of this food. So now I'm just waiting for some cheese to fry so that I can add that on top of the rice and beans. And then I'm going to eat that. And I think then I'll probably go out. That's probably going to take around about 10 minutes, I would guess. I'm not really sure exactly how long it'll take. Just put the heating on. It's getting a bit cold in this house. So now I'm just sitting here, kind of waiting for the cheese to melt. The internet is, I think, kind of pointless. There's not much reason for its existence apart from, the sharing of information and to create entertainment. That's probably all it's for. So I guess it's not pointless. But I just don't really have the enthusiasm for it a lot of the time. Even though I spend so much time on it. Spend a lot of time on it. Don't really like it a lot of the time. Don't really like anything a lot of the time. Don't really like life a lot of the time. But I'm still alive. So have to try and I don't have to try and do anything really. Um, you know, I'm aware that it's hypocritical based on my criticisms, um, but I've always I've always owned quite honestly the hypocrisy. It's not an issue for me. It's not an issue for a lot of people. It is an issue for some people. Sometimes it is an issue for me. And that is the hypocrisy of the hypocrite. So I've ate some of the food. And I did say that I was going to go back out after doing that. But I'm not going to do that. Not right now. At some point, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not very happy at the moment. So I'm really just trying to think about what's going to improve my state of mind, you know. I'm not sure what will. It's been a pretty slow day today. I mean, it's been pretty quick in many ways too. But that's kind of uninteresting, really, to talk about. And there's not really anything interesting to say or to do whilst I'm in the house, because there are interactions that go on from inside the house with all the other people that are out there, because there's no distance that is too much for a conversation to be able to occur. But I guess it's the sort of stimulation of the physical that is more prevalent inside than it is outside. That makes it interesting when these ideas keep swapping. So, because it's kind of boring out there, I'm not going to go out there until it's not. And that means right now, it's instantly not that. Because just decided to remove that concept and change it for something else. So I'm going to go back out there, and it's not going to be fun at all. But I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I can't be bothered. I don't see the point. There's no point in doing something without a rhyme or reason, without a purpose. And there's no purpose, so I'm not going to do it. Actually, you know what? I am going to do it. Because why not? I could do what I want to. And I want to go out. So I'm going to go out. Alright, let's go. Kept it very short. Wasn't good. Wasn't interesting. Bad vibes. Stupid people. Can't be arsed with putting up with them. Don't want to listen to them. Don't want to know what they have to say. Just think they're stupid. When will they change? When will they stop being stupid? Hopefully, like, right now. That would be good. It'd be good if they just instantly stopped being stupid. I think I'd be quite happy about that. Anyway, I'm gonna lay down for a bit. Don't think I'm gonna nap. I think I'm just gonna lay here. But thinking about it, more than likely, I probably am going to end up closing my eyes, at least for a little bit. And you know what? I might actually just do it intentionally. I might just intentionally close my eyes and see if I fall asleep or not. I don't even really know what that means, to fall asleep. It doesn't really make any sense when you think about it. Because you can have your eyes shut. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to think I don't believe in sleep. It's just an idea. It's not real. Just woke up from a nap. Pretty uneventful. Standard kind of nap procedure, really. I'm tired, but I'm not tired of making YouTube videos. Because I literally have nothing better to do. I don't have a life, I don't have friends, I don't have anything. But I have YouTube. That's cool, isn't it? No, they say. Well, for me, it's all I really care about right now. So I have to say, I think it's pretty cool. Now, for my channel, it is a very simple assignment. The only goal is pull out the camera, press record, see what happens, and just keep repeating. That's about it. I'm gonna get some water. I don't know what was going on earlier, but before my nap, I really thought I looked like a Charizard for a while. I don't think I am a Charizard. I think I'm just a James. But I really did look like one. At least for a short amount of time. It's nearly 7 o'clock. napping, just sitting here. I'm going to go out for another walk. I've got a few quid in my pocket, so I'm going to go somewhere buy a drink. Where exactly? I'm not sure. Just out. I've got to get out for a little bit. It's a nicer temperature out there. It's cool. I like a bit of the cool. I like a bit of the cold. It cools me down. It colds me down. And that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. It's true. I like to be cooled down. I like to be calmed down. Because I get a little bit stressed out here and there, you know. So, I've got around about £5. I don't know why I say around about. I've got a £5 note and a £1 coin, so I got 6 quid. That's what I got. Gonna see what I can get for that. I don't really want like an alcoholic beverage. Just some kind of drink. I'm just coming out for an excuse of something to do, really. I don't really have to get the drink. I'm more just doing it for the cold and the calm that is out here. Because it's out here. And I do very much like that. I do very much appreciate that. I do feel slightly more positive after having had a nap. Even a couple of naps. I think I had 2 naps. I think I woke up in the middle, ate some food. And I guess I was getting a bit grumpy earlier. Maybe a little bit. But I'm definitely ever so slightly less grumpy now. And the last little bit of grumpiness, I'm gonna cool down and calm down with the cool and the cold that's outside in the night time. There is a shop that's much further away that I could go to, and they usually have lots of reduced things, so I might go down there. It's about another 10-15 minutes, but I think I'm going to do it. I do feel like staying out for a bit longer, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to see what they've got at the Tesco up there. Like I said, I've got a lot of reduced items from there before, and actually pretty good stuff. A lot of the time, the reductions that are available in these shops, at least around here, are not very good. But this shop in particular tends to be one of the better ones. So I'm going to see what they've got going on. It's very dark down here. I'm not complaining, just stating a factual statement that it is very dark. Part of me kind of likes it, because of what I was saying before, how it's like cooling and calming. But part of me doesn't really like it that much. I don't know why, but I don't think I would prefer it any other way. And it's not like I would get it any other way. It is the way it is. It's just what it looks like in the evenings. Dark. There are some streetlights, at least down here, but not too many. Some people say they prefer it without too much extra light going on, because then you can see the stars, right? I'm not sure what my preference is. I'm not sure if I even have a preference. I'm thinking maybe I don't. I do tend to think everything is just a-okay, exactly the way it is. And I'd say that's like just my general view on everything, on anything. Like, it's probably definitely just alright. I mean, unless it's obviously not. There's one thing I don't like, is when I feel like I'm not okay and other people try and downplay it and make out like everything's fine. But I think they do that to save their own skin a lot of the time. If they see behaviours reflected in another person that reminds them of themselves, then they'll try and defend it. Because in a way, if they're defending that person, they're defending themselves. It's obviously not good, but it's not uncommon for people to be sort of lacking in empathy. It seems like that's a pretty common kind of way for people to be. And it's definitely not good. I'm not saying it's good because I'm saying it's common. I'm just saying it's common. And that means there seems to be a lot of it. And I definitely don't think that's a good thing that there's a lot of it. But I do think it's a thing. Anyway, the long hard walk is nearly over. In part because the camera has kept me company. So I've had somebody to talk to this whole way. And that makes the long hard journey a little bit less hard. And it also makes it feel slightly less long. You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. I wouldn't say I'm having fun, but I'd say comparatively I'm having slightly more fun than I would be if I was just walking. Because that's pretty uninteresting. Pretty uninteresting stuff. I have no idea what I'm going to get from the Tesco. I'm going to look at whatever reductions they've got and consider them. There might be something in there that I would like. But I am only working with £6. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough for me to grab something. And even if there's no food that's that interesting, I will just get some kind of drink. I don't know what. I'll have to see what they've got. Remember last time I went there, I got a bottle of Coke, some kind of Coca-Cola combination. And I remember it being a little bit on the dear side, a little bit on the expensive side. I do seem to remember. But I feel like all of the soft drinks now have just skyrocketed in price. I think it's basically just that they crossed the £1 threshold into the £2 threshold, and so it seems really expensive. But I think they've just been creeping up slowly over time. So that's the way it usually goes. There's no noticeably huge leap unless you only buy this thing every now and then, in which case it seems like there's been a huge leap. And I guess if you remembered it being £1 something, and now you go to grab it and it's £2 something, you're like, oh my god, what has happened to these prices? I'm astounded. I'm offended. I suppose that's how a person might think. I don't know though. It's not me that thinks like that. At least not all the time. Maybe every now and then. Tesco. Alright, I'm finished with that. Tesco. Got some shit I can't really show you because it's kind of dark. Wait, actually, let me try it. Nah, it's too dark. I can't see it. But basically I got like a Orange Zero drink, Tesco's own brand. I think it's only £1. Then I got some reduced stuff, which has gone down super cheap. Paninette, 5 large traditional Lebanese flatbreads. Got that for 45p. And then I got a piece of cheese, which is in my pocket. I think that was like 40p as well. Oh, maybe it was more than that. I can't remember. But yeah, I've only spent I think about £2.50, which is pretty good going. Cheers. Okay, that tasted pretty good. It's like Fanta Zero, but it's like a Tesco rip-off version. But I would say not that far off the real deal. Definitely a lot cheaper. Here's the cheese I got. Dutch smoked processed cheese. Pretty similar to what I had earlier. The other cheese that I got earlier was like a smoked cheddar. And this one was £3. Now £1.08. You know I love a yellow sticker. If it's reduced, but it's still tasty stuff, all the better in my opinion. That's exactly what I like to see. It really is mind-blowing how stupid people can be. Why did there happen to be so many of them concentrated in one area? I just don't get it. I've never seen anything like this before. The amount of stupidity. It is really incredible. Not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. Incredible just meaning I can't believe it. It's lacking credibility because it seems so bizarrely unreal. A lot of the stupidity, there's the rain thing I was talking about earlier. People acting like the rain is like a big deal, and it's like, oh, it's gonna ruin their mood or something. Okay, you're strange. It's not a big deal. It's rain. It's very common, very normal. If there's something that happens like basically every day, wouldn't you have figured out how to understand that and accept that by like age 50 or whatever? You would have thought they would have, and they wouldn't still be just like moping around in their stupidity. And it's the same thing with the dark. People who are like scared of the dark, so they act all fucking weird just because it's dark. Just the same thing. It gets dark every day. So you've been on this planet for long enough. Have you not thought about the fact that something that is so common and happens all the time, there must be a way to understand that as being perfectly normal. There must be a way to be able to deal with that doesn't make you act all fucking mental. But yeah, there seems to be no limit to how stupid people can be. It is quite an incredible feat, really. I will keep repeating this, and until this changes, I'm just going to keep saying it because it's exactly what I think. I simply just cannot wait to get away from all the idiots and go back to a place where there's some semblance of sanity and normality. The people aren't also odd. It's very odd here. People are very stupid. It makes them do stupid things, and it creates an incredibly unpleasant environment to live in for everyone else that lives here. Anyone who's actually alright, anyone who's a bit smarter, anyone with a modicum of intelligence, well, there must be some of them living here somewhere, but they're doing a very good job of hiding away, I can tell you that. So fuck knows where they're hiding. Or the other definite possibility is that they've all left. They've all done exactly what I'm going to do, which is get the fuck out of here. Seems like the smartest option to me. Like, move away from the morons. Oh yeah, great idea. Then I can actually find some relief. Then I could be happy. Then life would be good. Oh wow, yeah, that seems like a pretty obvious option, right? Well, I'm guessing that if there's anybody else that's ever even been here who's not a fucking idiot, they probably got up and left as well. Because I haven't seen any of them around at all. The overwhelming majority of people here seem to be seriously lacking in the brains department. Very, 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 very stupid. But I'm okay with it, because hopefully it's not going to be long. It's not going to be too long now before I'm away, moving on my travels, getting away from all the dummies, all the dumb little dum-dums. There's basically no one around here that I have any respect for, or who I think of as being a decent or a reasonable or a good person. There's almost none. And it sounds unbelievable to say that, but in my experience it's absolutely true. This is such a dreadful place for anyone to live. I And I have no interest in staying here at all. I'm ready to go. If this house doesn't sell, I'm just going to move anyway. Somehow, some way, I'll figure it out. I'll just get up and go. And hopefully it'll all work out. Because I really can't stand to actually spend basically another minute here, yet alone another hour, another day, another week, God forbid another month. Oh my God. And it's likely that I'm gonna have to wait multiple months before the house sells. So I really have to live with this fucking shitty nightmare that is just so awful. It's so bad. I can't believe how bad it is. Alright, so I got this. Oh, come on, camera. Don't be fucking stupid again. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. What the fuck is this dumbass piece of shit doing? Right. I got this. 5 large traditional Lebanese flatbread. And I got this. Piece of cheese. Just got back in the house. Definitely encountered some morons along the way. As always. That is just the way that it is. They're fucking everywhere, apparently. It's unbelievable. Here's the Fanta ripoff. Orange Zero. Sounds pretty good. It did taste pretty good. I tried it before. It is good. It's got real orange in it. I kind of want to go back out and keep vlogging my life away. It's 7:34. I had a bit of a rule before, which was like, by 7, I finish the video and I start editing. I didn't do that last night. I didn't edit the video last night because I came in drunk. So I just put it off until the morning. And then I did it in the morning. I don't want to do that again tonight. But I don't really want to stay inside here when I could be out and about videoing. Because that's so much more fun. I enjoyed my trip to the shop just because I had my vlog to talk to. So even though there's so many stupidly bad vibes around, meaning people, wait, I'm trying to say, even though there's stupidly bad vibes, I still kind of enjoyed it. But those people do kind of ruin it. Because I have to feel their bad vibes when they're around that they're creating. And why do they create that? I have no idea. I'm not sure if I'll ever understand. I'd like to understand more. But I'd like to be able to sort of make it so that that wasn't the way it is. How can I do that? I think only by trying to continue to promote and spread a positive message of one kind or another. I have to become so overwhelmingly positive that no negativity can affect me. Which can be done. It absolutely can. I do just find it quite shocking to constantly keep seeing the same bad vibe people just showing up. It is horrendous. We have a huge problem, at least in this area, with these terrible, terrible people. They're really dreadfully bad people. So, yeah, I've reached like a stalemate there. I'm thinking either all the bad people gotta go, or I've gotta go. And they don't know about that, and they're not going anywhere. So, I'm not gonna win, am I? So, I'm just gonna go. But I am gonna win because I get to go. I get to go elsewhere. I get to go to a much, much, much better place than where I am right now. So that's all the reward that I need. I don't need to win because I'm going to win. And there's no real winning anyway. They all have to lose basically because they have to live with the way they are. And it's not good. I feel sorry for some of them, but some of them I really don't feel sorry for. I've just looked at someone on the way home who basically looked like a farm animal. Just what a horrifically bad vibe. Like people who are closer to animals than they are aliens. There's no intelligence there. How does that happen? How can you be that stupid? I just don't get it. I don't understand how it's possible. So yeah, can't wait for another walk around. Soak up some more bad vibes. Oh yeah. My favorite activity. Soaking up the bad vibes. I think I'm going to finish this video for now. And then start working on the next one. See you later. Thanks for watching.